Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Christy Whitfield, and I'm the Director of the Department of Small and Local Business Development. And I am so excited to be here today to talk about Art All Night, which is happening this weekend for 2 nights now. And we are so excited about Art All Night. So we're going to hear from a bunch of people today, but I wanted to tell you why I'm excited about Art All Night. Can you hear me? Okay. So there's a million reasons to be excited about Art All Night, but I'm going to tell you some obvious reasons and then maybe some less obvious reasons. The obvious reasons are that Art All Night is an intersection of arts and culture where businesses and the creative economy come together, where we can express the exciting things that are happening across all of our city. We used to do this in 7 neighborhoods, or then 8, and then 8 neighborhoods. This is our 10th year of doing Art All Night. We're here in Shaw. We're here in the beautiful Shaw neighborhood where this all started. Now this weekend we're going to be in 19 neighborhoods across the city. We're going to be engaging hundreds of artists. For many of our businesses in these corridors, this will be their best sales of the year. We know that our recovery is essential, and we know that when our businesses are thriving, our city is thriving. Now, something we don't always think about, the creative economy and our artists are running small businesses. This is 202 Creates Month. This is Hispanic Heritage Month. And Washington, D.C. is a place where it all comes together. So our deputy mayor is going to be out here later, and he's been saying lately that D.C. stands for the District of Comebacks. And, right? And as we talk about coming back, our creative economy and our small business economy are really coming together and converging. And the thing that's exciting is that, candidly, Art All Night is the coolest party that you did not know that government holds. And DSLBD is excited to host that party for you. So we know that our creatives are doing it live and differently across all of these neighborhoods. And they're doing it authentically across all of these neighborhoods. So you're not going to see the same thing in Shaw, in Congress Heights, in Logan Circle, in Tenleytown. And the question is why? Because our neighborhoods are different and diverse. They're as different and diverse as we are as a city. And our difference, Miss Wanda, hello, we've got our businesses here. And one of the beauties of this is that this is what art can do. Art reflects the difference and the diversity and the strength that we are as a city. And it weaves in to the experience of our beauty and amplifies across the entire, not only the entire city, but the entire region. So short and sweet, don't miss the party. Go to artallnight.org. They'll get our website. DCartallnight.org, and find a few things to go. Now, the deputy mayor and I will be burning up your social media. So follow us and find out where all the cool kids are, because yes, for one weekend, government gets to be the cool kids. But I think what we need to realize is that it's only cool because it is us. It is us together really being who we already are. We are a city of culture. We are a city of arts. We are a city of differences that come together as one. And it is DSLBD's pleasure, on behalf of Mayor Bowser, to present this party to you. So come out and join us. So thank you very much. And now I want to bring up Christy Lee from Lee's Flowers, one of our businesses, to talk directly about what this impact has on our small businesses directly. Thank you, Christy Lee.
Thank you, Christy. I'm also glad to be here this morning with you guys. It's a beautiful morning. I'm glad it stopped raining, and we're looking forward to a beautiful weekend weather-wise. And I just wanted to come, I'm like she said, I'm Christy from Lee's Flower Shop, and we are serving the community for 75 years, well actually 76 years. I feel like we lost a year with COVID, but it's 76 years that we've been in business, and we love Art All Night. Art All Night is, we look forward to it. We missed it last year when we didn't have it, and it's just a lot of fun, a lot of energy. We get to meet new customers that come in that are out walking around, and they never get to see us because they only come to U Street to party or to go to a club. And so when they come in, they're like, wow, I never get to see. I'll wait till the ambulance comes. Sorry about that. They're like, wow, I never get to see you guys because I only come to U Street at night. So it's very exciting. We gain a lot of customers, new customers that aren't able to come. People even buy things. We were thinking that they would just come by because they're on their way to the club. But some people have even said, I'm not going to the club now. I'm going to go home and take care of my plant that I just bought because I'm so excited about my plant. So it's just a lot of energy. We have a DJ that comes every year and just gets the crowd going, and people are dancing and in a good mood. We're in good moods. Our staff, and they enjoy it. We do exhibits where we do live classes on how to make flower arrangements, and we have a different theme every year. And we just really love Art All Night, and we're glad that it's back. And we just appreciate everything that Art All Night does for our business. So we appreciate it and want to thank Alex Padro and the whole community that came up with this idea. And I think this is the 10th year celebrating Art All Night. And so we're just really excited for the opportunity. So at this time, I would like to bring on the Deputy Mayor, John Falcio. That's right. Thank you so much.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm John Falcio. I serve as Mayor Bowser's Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development. And as Christy said, so excited to be with all of you because we are the District of Comebacks. We're going to show everybody that we're going to have a collective comeback all together, but then we're also going to celebrate all the individual comebacks for folks like our artists. Now, if you think back to last year, we actually did Art All Night virtually, right? So you experienced it through a screen, and we experience now so much through the screen. We meet through a computer, we meet on our phones. If you really think about it, we are starting to seem like we're all a bunch of squares, right? In our Zoom, on our WebEx, on our Teams meetings, we're all a bunch of squares. Well, Art All Night is our opportunity to break out of that mold and show that DC is a city of creatives. So this month is 202 Creates Month, and we couldn't be more excited about all of the events that have happened throughout the month. But what we're excited about Art All Night this year is that it's actually 2 nights. So across 19 sites across the city, over 2 nights, there's going to be activations for all of our residents that are free to enjoy. Now this year, we've got a special message for everybody. We know that the only way that we're going to get beyond the pandemic is to, this is an important point, so I'm going to pause for a second. The only way for us to get beyond the pandemic is by getting more Washingtonians vaccinated, right? Does everybody agree with that, right? So we want to make sure that even when you come out to Art All Night, it's yet another opportunity to get your free, safe, and effective vaccine. So across 4 sites, I'm going to try to rattle them off: Congress Heights, Deanwood, H Street, and Upper Georgia Avenue. They're going to have vaccines that are free and available for you. When you come out to have fun with your friends, you could also do something that's vitally important to our comeback, and that's getting vaccinated. So I hope everybody takes this opportunity to remind someone. Maybe this is the opportunity to grab a friend who hasn't been vaccinated and say, let's go do something fun, but I also need you to get vaccinated. So that's what we're going to try to do this weekend as well. So I couldn't be more excited to have Art All Night, not for 1 night, but 2 nights. And I know Mayor Bowser couldn't be more proud that we're going to come back together again to celebrate something as festive as our creatives, because we all know that 202 creates. So with that, we're in Shaw, and we're really excited about being at 7th and R. We refer to this site behind us as Parcel 42. And some years ago, Mayor Bowser launched a program called Our RFP, where we come together with the community to talk about how we want to take sites like this and reimagine them into more vibrant parts of our community. It's going to be pretty vibrant on Saturday night. But what we want to do is make sure that next year, we actually won't be able to use this particular site. And there's a good reason for that. It's so that we could deliver affordable housing for our residents. So somebody who's been a partner in this all along the way, from when we started with the RRFP to even before that, to now, when between now and next year we'll be breaking ground here, is Alex Padro, who runs Shaw Main Street, ANC Commissioner Emeritus, and also just a great community member and an asset and a great champion of Art All Night. So with that, Alex Padro.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor, and good morning. And let's give a big round of applause to the man upstairs who decided to turn off the faucet for us. So as has been mentioned a couple of times, Shaw was where Art All Night started 10 years ago. Actually, if you go back to 2009, my partner and I were in Paris for Nuit Blanche, which is the inspiration for Art All Night. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, we decided it's time to go back to the hotel. In Paris, it's 12 hours, not 8 hours of activities that are presented. We said, somebody really needs to bring this to Washington, D.C. And then 2 years later, I got a call from Joy Ford Austin, who was then the executive director of the Humanities Council for D.C., and asked if I would take a phone call from her daughter, Ariana, who was interested in bringing a Parisian art festival to D.C. And I said, yeah, we've been planning to do that. And so Art All Night was born. Originally deemed Nuit Blanche D.C. to parallel the Parisian festival. We thought that maybe we'd get 2,000 or 3,000 people that first year, but then we came across something called social media, which not a lot of people were aware of at the time. So we put our limited promotional budget into social media, and we ended up with 10,000 people. And we said, gee, we're going to have to do this again. So we repeated it again here in the neighborhood in 2013 and 2014. In 2015, our board chair, Gretchen Wharton, who's also a commissioner on the D.C. Commission on the Arts and Humanities, went to the commission and asked, would you like to try to take this festival citywide to try to emulate Paris? And the commission welcomed the opportunity with open arms. So I think we had 8 neighborhoods participating that year. So this has continued to grow. As was mentioned, there are 19 different neighborhoods this year. That's huge, and we have a number of them represented here this morning. What's different about Art All Night versus Nuit Blanche in Paris is that we engage all of the businesses in all of our neighborhoods, and that's something that they do not do in Paris. We actually have activations in our businesses. There are art exhibits, there's live performances, and that's what adds a unique character to Art All Night in D.C. So this year is obviously very special to us here in Shaw because it's the 10th anniversary of the festival. We actually have a number of all-stars that have been with us since the beginning, and we're going to have them as part of our lineups as well. Our theme, very appropriately, this year is Welcome Back. We want to welcome everyone back to the city of comebacks, to the neighborhood where the festival started, and to share this wonderful experience with the city. We had 100,000 people come out to all the participating neighborhoods in 2019. We want to beat or exceed that this year. So let's get out on Saturday night and on Friday night, but here in Shaw on Saturday night, and we look forward to seeing all of you there then. And now I'd like to bring forward the Executive Director of the D.C. Commission on the Arts and Humanities, Haran Sarek-Ibrahim, to share with you what this festival means to the Commission.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Deputy Mayor and Director Whitfield, Alex. I'd like to also acknowledge our Commissioner Gretchen Wharton, who's in the audience, and our Commissioner Stacey Lee Banks, who is part of the Flower Shop. Thank you all for inviting us to this. We've been partners for since the beginning of this 10 years ago, when it started with, as Alex mentioned, about 6 locations and has now grown to 19 locations in 10 years now. I would just like to maybe re-emphasize how art is such a unifying force, how our artists are such able to imagine and able to forge the future in the work that they do. So we at the Commission have been supporting the arts through grants for over 50 years now. And we have a new chair on board as of June, Reggie Van Lee. We are re-energized about the work we're doing with district artists. We look forward to serving and working with you in creating more and reimagining what the future looks for all of us with artists. We will be tabling at least 4 or 5 of these locations, so please come up and say hello. We have information about our grants programs that will be there. So it's an important moment to take pause for what we've gone through with COVID and the impact that it's had on the district, but also to be able to reinvigorate and re-energize ourselves for what comes next. So thank you all for the invitation and looking forward to all of it. Apologies. I would like to also introduce our artist who's here with us today working on site, Reggie Guillermo. He is creating art that is extremely sort of tactile with texture. There is storytelling happening with some of the other works that involves narrative and newspaper clippings. Reggie is a local artist who has been extremely sort of at the forefront of doing these works and introducing them to neighborhoods. So we're excited to see what happens with some of his works in the future. Reggie, are you going to speak? Yes? Thank you.
Hello. Just want to say I'm a born and raised Washington, D.C. artist, and I love what I do for the community. I love the inspiration that it gives to other artists, and just want to continue to just do this in my city that I love. My love is for the blind community. It's all textured, so when you see me sometimes in the street, you can pull up and have a look and maybe feel some of the work and see the found objects that I use throughout the day. Thanks again for supporting my work, DC.